Hi, I'm Peter. This is my grey water recycling system at the Telegraph Tower on the Isles of Scilly. I built this because of conditions in my lease, and I wanted to tell you the story of how it works and how it performed. And behind me you can see the big black tank, which is the reservoir that holds the water coming in down the white pipes. I was refurbishing the whole building, so I had an excellent chance to put in exactly the right plumbing to make this recycling work. Perhaps if you're in a building which is not being renovated and you have to work with existing piping, it will become a lot more difficult, because there are many different types of grey water, and for the purposes of recycling for toilet flushing, which was my aim here, it needed to be water from the washing machine, from the showers and from the hand wash basin. So the kind of water that comes out of a kitchen sink is too dirty to go through a system like this. That has to go straight to the sewer. So this is the top half. You need a reservoir, because whatever filter you're going to get for a grey water recycling system, it's going to have a limited speed. And the output of a shower, 6 or 7 litres per minute, is much too fast for any kind of filter you could put in a domestic grey water recycling system. So think of the speed of the filter. That is so important before you design the system. In this case, a tank of about this size will hold one person having about a 5-minute shower. So the water can collect in there and still go through the filter at its much slower speed and be recovered. The water comes down from 3 different sources: the washing machine, the shower and the hand wash basin in the bathroom. These are 3 sources where, whilst the water is said to be grey, it's not so grey that it can't be filtered and reused to flush a toilet. The crucial thing in designing your system is to know how much water is coming in, how quickly it comes in, and how quick is your filter. And an economical cheap filter such as this UV pond filter is reasonably fast, but certainly not fast enough to cope with the output of a shower. So you will have to build a reservoir tank. So a fish pond filter is simple, effective. It does ultraviolet treatment, a sponge filter, and then some chemical blocks underneath. So it is quite a simple filter, quite cheap to maintain, and certainly adequate for creating water good enough to flush the toilets. Let's look down below at the bottom half of the system. The water falls by gravity down these green pipes into the main holding tank at the bottom. And this of course should be as large as you can possibly have it to cope with the peaks and troughs of demand on your system. One other point to consider is that because the water flows by gravity through the pond filter, normally it would only flow once through that filter and would only have one chance to be filtered. So to increase the purity of the water, I have installed another pump which circulates water exactly as it would in a fish pond in your back garden. So that second pump is a very cheap, low-speed pump, but it does keep water circulating all through the day, drawing it up from the holding tank below into the reservoir tank, back through the filter, and in an endless cycle like that. So a proportion of the water is constantly being circulated through the filter. The pond filters have to work like that. They're not allowed to run dry. But of course that is extra expense, extra electricity, and yet another refinement of the system. From the bottom of the holding tank water is drawn up through this electric pump and pushed back up to the floors above where the 2 toilets are that it serves. So when you flush the toilets upstairs, the water is taken to refill the cisterns, and the pump kicks in and replenishes the pressure in the pipe. So you also need to note how noisy the pump is, and if you're going to have it in a house, try and hide it away in a cupboard or in some kind of relatively soundproof, out of the way place. So what lessons have I learned from this experiment constructing a grey water recycling system? Its cost may be £1,000 in parts and labour to construct this system. It needs cleaning probably about once a month, so water is consumed, fresh water is consumed to clean it out and refill it. It clearly does not decrease the amount of hair and skin cells and soap, scum and all that kind of thing that's going into the sewer. It simply recycles it and uses it for toilet flushing. I don't have a water meter here, so I can't give an exactly accurate figure of how much I've saved, but according to the articles, you generally expect to save about 20 to 25% of your household water by recycling toilet flushing water, the water used to flush toilets. So all in all, I would say it is a colossal waste of time. It's a project that I had to try, but it is a failure. It's too expensive, and it would be better to simply connect to the sewer, maybe pay some additional connection charge to your local water authority if they're concerned, and get the whole sewage system in your neighbourhood up to scratch as a community, rather than try these individualistic solutions to water saving. Great intentions, totally impractical.